Good day, children. Today I am going to teach about pressure. Already in last class we saw about force. Now look at the picture. Can you see a picture on the top of part 2? See, we are going to nail a nail using a hammer. Even to cut a vegetable, okay, we want knife to cut. But we want pressure and force to cut into the slices. So, pressure is very important and it's a very important physical quantity. Okay, already we saw about force. Okay, now that force is also a physical quantity, pressure is also a physical quantity. To do any work, okay, we are in need of pressure. Next topic is list of topics we are going to see is pressure and fluids, or pressure in fluids or fluid pressures. Pressure, it is defined as a force exerted per unit area. That is, now look at the first example. Again we are going to nail, okay, a nail using a hammer. We are in need of pressure. For that we want one point to keep the nail, no? That is called as unit area. A place we want to keep the nail and you want to hit with the hammer, that place is called as unit area. Next, I am taking a plastic water bottle and I am going to fill it with a hot water. What happens to the plastic water bottle? It will shrink or it will melt. Now what is inside the water? Water is called as H2O. It is consisting of hydrogen 2 and oxygen 1 amount, that both are what? Gases. It is in the liquid form. In our atmosphere or in our atmospheric pressure, atmosphere means our surroundings. We have what? You can tell me what we have. We have different type of gases in the air which we cannot see. We are in need of only oxygen. Remaining everything, what we will do? We will leave. That is carbon dioxide and all. So H2O is also gases. Hydrogen is also a gas. Oxygen is also gas, which is heated up and kept inside a bottle which is closed with the lid. What will happen? Because of the atmospheric pressure, the gases react and the bottle start to shrink. Even it may melt also. So we are in need of pressure there. The hot water produces pressure and the gases inside that is inside the water wants to move. That is called as atmospheric pressure. Now next example is, I am going to nail a nail on a wooden board using an hammer. I am going to use hammer. With the hammer, when I want to hit a hammer, I want force in my hand, muscular energy. Then I am using my force and then pressurize the hammer and I am going to hit. I want a area. Now in here, factors on which pressure depends, I want to know. So now you can see that. Can you see that one wooden board is that is A. Okay, that is the area. And I am going to keep the nail and using force on top. That is the nail. Pressure we are going to use. Now first point is it is directly proportional to the force. Second point, it is inversely proportional to the area. Now factors on which pressure depends. First it should be a unit area where I am going to use my hammer. I am going to hit the nail. Directly I am using my hammer or not? Yes, directly I am going to use the hammer. I am going to hit on nail only, but it will go stick at the bottom of the nail only. It will stick on wooden board. That time what happens? I am giving directly pressure on the hammer. It is directly proportional to the force. That is, pressure is called as P. That symbol is called as proportional symbol. proportional. P is proportional to F. Okay. Next, so I am going to write P proportional to F. Next point, it is inversely proportional to area. What is this area? A place where I choose to keep the nail and occupy the space. That is inversely proportional. Why it is inversely proportional? Because the pressure comes from upside down, where I am directly hitting is top of the nail, head of the nail, and it comes. Okay, so it is inversely proportional to area. So P is inversely proportional to area. Inverse means upside down. So P proportional to 1 by A. P proportional to what? 1 by A. So how we can write? First, directly proportional means P directly proportional to F, but in the area P is inversely proportional. We cannot change the sign. Proportional sign is that only. Okay, ulta R. But we can write the area as 1 by A. 1 by A. Now you got. The formula for pressure is equals to force by area. How the formula came? So, pressure is equals to force into 1 by area. Pressure is nothing but where we are using force into, that is multiplication of 1 by area. That is P is proportion. You have to write the symbol as proportion. P proportional to F into 1 by A. So look at both the formulas. Now therefore pressure is equals to force into 1 by area. That is, when F into 1 by A, it will become what? Top is F, numerator is F, denominator is area. So pressure is equals to, pressure is proportion to force by area. So P proportional to force by area. But I want to write equal to. Then only the formula will complete. That is LHS and write RHS rule. That is, instead of proportion, I want to find out equal to. To make equal to or to put equal to, I am going to use constant symbol. Constant symbol I am going to keep K. Constant is nothing but K. K is equals to 1. I am going to assume K is equal to any constant. Any constant you can use. Any alphabet also you can use. Here I am going to use constant K is equals to 1. Therefore, the formula for pressure is equals to, that is P is equals to F divided by A bracket K is equals to 1. Bracket K is equals to 1. It will come, children. Children, from the beginning, what all points, put today's date. Whenever you see the video, put today's date and write the topics what all I mentioned. It's hard work of all the teachers. We are making the clippings, factors on which pressure depends. So you write the topic, what all points I told you write, what all you understood also you are going to write. Even when I am taking class, I used to mark important points for you. So all the points should be written. You may think, ma'am, I already wrote notes. No issues. You have to write these points also. Put today's class, the date of the class you write. Write the side heading as notes, and what all points I told you write. What all you understood also you write, children. It's a compulsory. So therefore P is equals to F by A. In the bracket K is equals to 1. Hope you will do the sum, children. That is, you will do what all is given. So based on this, sums also will come. We will discuss in the next class. Okay. Let us move to the next topic. And something I want to tell you. Many will not watch the video and they will ask again, ma'am, can you send the notes to me? Can you send the videos to me? Don't do like that, children. Whenever as see one video to upload, each teacher is taking her own effort, and without technical problems the video should reach you, but you are not listening to the video means so difficult, and it will be unhappiness for us. We will not feel happy. So much effort we are putting, so you have to put the thing. Next topic. Next topic is unit of pressure. SI unit of pressure is Pascal. Pascal, P-A-S-C-A-L. So, any unit area we are going to use force, is it not? Force is used. Therefore, 1 Pascal is equals to 1 Newton divided by 1 meter square. 1 Newton divided by 1 meter square. Pressure is defined as 1 Pascal when 1 Newton force is applied on 1 meter square area. So same example. You may think why this teacher is telling same example. Nail, I am going to nail it. That is, I am going to forcibly nail on the plank. Okay. On the plank, I am going to use the pressure, force. On a particular area, I am going to nail it. The nail will automatically go in. So there we are using what? Pressure. So according to unit of SI unit of pressure, it is denoted as Pascal. 1 Pascal is equals to 1 Newton by meter square. Pressure is defined as 1 Pascal when 1 Newton force is applied on 1 meter square area. So we are going to take only one particular area. Okay. 1 Pascal only pressure will be given. How much pressure we have to give? 1 pressure only on 1 Newton force. So underline the statements. Write this heading as unit of pressure. Write the SI unit of pressure is Pascal. Write all the points we discussed. You're going to write everything. So 1 PA is equals to 1 Newton by 1 meter square. So that only I wrote and showed you. Hope you understood, children. Copy the points. Okay. Anybody is having doubt also, you can ask me. But one day we will have the doubt session. That time you can do it, children. Now we are going to discuss about why we are calling units. Units are nothing but it is decided by each topic. International level, they decided. So for example, what does this unit means? For this I want to say one example. You are going to a fruit shop and you are going to buy banana. Or will you ask, you may ask 1 kg banana or 1 dozen banana. Or you are going to buy any vegetable shop. You will ask for kgs or kilograms, half a kg or 500 grams. Who has decided all this? This all is decided by System International. So each property will have their own units. How it to be called? You cannot go and ask fruit shop member 1 liter banana you give. You cannot. So each units, for example, vegetables, fruits, provisions, water. So everything have their own measurements and they have own units. For example, I am going to walk fastly. I use speed. Okay. For speed also there are units. So for everything units is very important and it is decided by System International. And why this System International has decided the same units? That means worldwide everybody can use the same units and all will have the same meaning and same understanding. So globally the units will be used in physics and day-to-day life. And this 1 PA, 1 Pascal is equals to 1 N divided by 1 M square also it can be written. So 1 PA is equals to 1 N divided by 1 M to the power of 2. Like that also it can be written. Okay. Hope you understood, children, about the unit of pressure, why units are called. Now let us discuss about few facts of daily life. What all will buy daily life? Milk will buy in liters. Oil will buy in liters. Water will buy in liters. Now some facts. School bags have wide strap. Why? We know that pressure is inversely proportional to the area. Therefore, more is the area, less is the pressure and excreted. Therefore, it becomes easy to carry school bag with wide strap. Think of a school bag with thin strip on the dara tara ide. One small thread is there. Then it will hurt your body and school bag will pull you back. If the strap is thick, it will hold the weight of the bag and it will stabilize the bag on your back of the body. So school bags have wide straps, that is pressure is inversely proportional to 1 by area. Okay, hope you understood what I am telling. N force is not there, pressure area, how much the books are occupying, the bag is occupied. So P is inversely proportional to 1 by A. The pressure is inversely proportional to the area, therefore more the area, less the pressure. So that area is more. If the strap of the bag is wide, thick, it will reduce the weight balance and it will balance the bag at the back. So look at the picture. A child carries a bag. See, the area of the bag is going to be down and it will pull the girl or a boy backward. To avoid that, the straps are made wider enough to hold the bag straight and it is inversely proportional to the area. Therefore, more is the area, less is the pressure. More of the wide of the area of the bag strap is less than the pressure excreted. So it will become easy for a child to carry school bag with wide strap more than a thick strap. Okay, how many of you carry a big bag? You'll ask for a new bag, is it not? When you're buying a new bag, see to that your bag strap is thick and wider, which will fetch your bag or keep your body or easy to carry. Next, dams have wide base. We know that pressure is inversely proportional to area, therefore more is the area, less is the pressure entered. Therefore, high pressure excreted by dams can be bad on ground. That means dams will have wide base. Top only it will be so small that water should not come out. But the dams down will be water wider. How much pressure the water falls, the water will become water wider and it will fastly move from one place to another place. So here also dam is inversely proportional to 1 by area. 1 by area is nothing but area is the base of the dam and P is equals to the top of the dam. Okay, pressure of the dam. It is easier to hammer sharp nail. We know the pressure is inverse proportional to the area, therefore less is the area, more is the pressure. Therefore it becomes easy to hammer that nail. See, nail, I told you, nail, ani. That nail should be, that base should be sharp and thin. Area should be less. So here also the pressure is inversely proportional to the area. Where we are using pressure over there on the top of the hammer, we are going to use pressure, and the area where you want to keep the nail and you want to hit it, is it not? That is called as the place. Therefore, pressure is equals to hammer, that is you are going to use more pressure and that area where you are going to keep the nail is the lesser thing. So it will have less place. So from this you understood it is easier to hammer a sharp nail if the hammer's tip is so thick, so thin and sharp, it will occupy less space, and then the area and the pressure will be what? More. The pressure will be always more. Hope you understood, children. So what all points I discussed, you have to take a notebook, put today's date, okay? Then you have to write all the points what all I am telling. If you don't know, we'll have a doubt session. Next, it is difficult to walk on a sandy floor with pencil heels. We know that pressure is inversely proportional to the area, therefore less is the area, more is the pressure. Therefore it becomes difficult to walk on a sand in a pencil heels. It moves inside the sand. So you all are girls, you know what is called as pencil heels, a pencil tipped heels. It will be like pencil. You are going to walk in a sand. This pencil tip is so less, okay, the area is so less, it's covered, and it will, okay, go, it will stick on the mud. First. Second one, the pressure will be more, your feet will be wider, so the pressure will be more. When you're walking in a sand, when pressure is more is given on your pencil heel, the pencil heel will go stick inside the sand area and it will not come out. So a walking will be difficult. Therefore, pressure on the shoe top, on your leg which is given on the shoe top is more, okay, than the area occupied by the pencil heel. That is, pressure is inversely proportional to the area. Less is the area, more is the pressure. If it occupies less area, it occupies the more space. Therefore, pressure of the leg is more. P is inversely proportional to 1 by area, the area covered by the pencil heel's tip. Okay? Hope you understood, children. Next, it is difficult to peel vegetables with blunt knife. We know that pressure is inverse proportional to the area. Therefore, less is the area, more is the pressure exerted. Therefore, it becomes easy to peel vegetables with a sharp knife instead of using a blunt knife. Okay, look at the figure. Yes, when the blunt knife is there, we cannot cut vegetable or we cannot peel it properly. But the knife is very sharp. Even if you give less pressure also, you can cut easily. So, pressure is inverse proportional to the area. Therefore, less is the area, more is the pressure. So, if the knife is blunt, we have to give more pressure and cut. If the knife is sharp, you have to give less pressure and cut. So, copy all the points. Therefore, P is inversely proportional to 1 by A. 1 by A is less and P is pressure. So, 1 by A here is the blunt knife. P is the more pressure given on our or your hand. Okay. So, it is, you only say, children, to peel or to cut, you want a sharp knife or a blunt knife? We are in need of always sharp knife to cut the vegetables or fruits, but you should be very careful. Next, fluids are those that can flow. Fluids are those that can flow, which is liquidy. Okay. So examples, liquids and gases. Solids. Must have studied in lower classes what is solid, what is liquid and gas. Solids are nothing but molecules closely packed. Okay. Liquids are molecules little little far it is placed, and gases it's far away placed. Molecules together make solid, closely packed. Okay. Minimum it is placed, it is called as liquid. Most forward, that is very The molecules far away packed is called as gases. So this is more about fluids. Fluids are those that can flow. So liquids flow from one place to another easily, and gases also flow. Gases can be seen, cannot be seen. So there are two types of gases which can be seen and which cannot be seen. Even in liquids, you will have liquid fluids. Okay. So hair is also a fluid. Hair is also a fluid. So what is fluid pressure? It defines as pressure exerted by fluids. Fluids are nothing but liquids and gases. L and G. Okay. It is defined as pressure exerted by fluids. So when pressure exerted in liquid and gases, it is called as fluid pressure. You can see here two pictures. One is gas, one is liquid. Even hair is also a fluid. Hair is also a fluid. You may say, how ma'am we cannot see? No. See, molecules which is not compactly packed, then we'll call those things as fluids. So fluids are nothing but liquids and gaseous state or gas. So hair is also a gas, liquid is also a gas, or any gases which we cannot see. Okay, they are invisible also, we'll call them as fluids. So air is consisting of all the gases. So air is a fluid. Even water is a fluid. Any liquid is a fluid. Here we are taken air and water. So both are having, that is air and liquid are fluids. That means it is having fluid pressure. Okay. Properties of fluid pressure. Pressure increases with increase in depth. Pressure decreases with height.